everyone, welcome to CyberScoop TV. Greg Otto, your editor-in-chief here. We're coming to you from the floor of the 2019 Black Hat Conference, and I'm talking with Mark Orlando, the CTO of Raytheon's Cyber Protection Systems. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
So, the federal government is doing a lot of things with the cloud, or at least they're trying to. And the federal government also doesn't get the greatest rapport when it comes to cybersecurity. But as we saw recently with Capital One, for instance, even the best enterprises when it comes to cybersecurity go through incidents.
Right.
So what can the federal government learn as it moves to the cloud when looking at what happened with Capital One?
Well, first and foremost, I think agencies are learning that just simply shifting to the cloud doesn't necessarily make you more secure. And while it's certainly true that you can transfer some of your risk to external third parties like cloud service providers, I think what we're seeing now is you can't transfer all of your risk. And you're still responsible for the data that you obtain and that you store and that you process. And so really I think agencies are learning now that hard lesson that you have to take steps to secure your infrastructure, whether it is your infrastructure that you own and control, or whether it's infrastructure at a third party, an external third party like a cloud service provider. You're still responsible for that data, so you still have to think about reducing risk, keeping that data secure. We've got Cybersecurity Awareness Month coming up here pretty soon, and I think the motto for Security Awareness Month is own it, secure it, protect it.
Okay.
And I think really we have to adopt that mindset and think more about, not just about the underlying systems, but protecting the actual data wherever it may reside.
So what do you think about this move to zero trust? Do you think governments could benefit from adopting a zero trust security model?
Absolutely. I think we definitely have to move to more of a zero trust mindset. Long gone are the days of that kind of castle and moat architecture where you really just had to worry about the network perimeter and your endpoints. Now the modern enterprise is really more of a just distributed set of systems and service providers and partners and applications. And so really it becomes less about securing all of the infrastructure because you really don't own all of the infrastructure anymore. It's about adding some resiliency to the data itself. And so what that means for us and what zero trust really means is continuously authenticating and authorizing all of the users and all of the services that access that data,
right.
Making sure that they can only access the resources that they should have access to. And so, when it comes to really any of the kind of modern threats that we see, whether it's ransomware or a sophisticated determined attacker, they're going to work to get access to the environment, and then they're going to work to move laterally and see what else they can get access to. And so if we want to defend against that kind of threat, it's really, again, more about understanding where your data is and protecting your data rather than trying to protect some monolithic architecture that you really don't control.
So there's also a significant shortage when it comes to cybersecurity talent inside the federal government. How does that compound the problem?
Yeah, well, here at Black Hat, we're hearing a lot about new technologies and new tools, and I think those definitely have their place. But at the end of the day, it really is down to the human element to secure, the modern enterprise. And we're still relying on talented, smart people to do that. And so anywhere that there is a lack of talent or not enough resources for us to accomplish our missions of securing these agency networks, that's going to make it that much tougher to secure all the systems that we need to secure all the data that we need to secure. So, really we need to work hard to build up that pipeline of talent, make sure that we have the human resources we need to accomplish that mission.
So, speaking of talent, DC is a hotbed of cybersecurity talent, and we're going to be throwing DC Cyber Week, and I know that Raytheon is going to be a part of it. Could you talk a little bit about how being in that community and being in that talent pool is really, really something like, you can't really find that anywhere else?
You really can't. I mean, Washington, D.C. is a unique intersection of public sector, private sector, academia, and it really means, I think, that we have a lot of different kinds of views on security and how to do this kind of work and what are the implications of that kind of work. I think it means certainly that we have a lot of talent in the area, and I think what we really have to do there is think about how we can best harness that talent. We just talked about the talent shortage. So how do we identify it early how do we foster it, how do we grow it, how do we provide a good career progression, whether we're talking about people that are transitioning from the military to the private sector, people that are working in the public sector, people that are coming out of academia, in the university system and going into the workforce. How do we put those resources to good use to kind of achieve this shared goal of making our systems more secure.
And hopefully we can pull those resources together during DC Cyber Week.
Hopefully so.
I'm excited to have you guys aboard and look forward to seeing all the things we do in October.
Likewise, we're excited to be a part of it.
All right, Mark, really appreciate you hopping aboard. Thanks for
you.
talking with us. For all of our videos, check out our YouTube channel. And for more on Black Hat, DC Cyber Week, and all things cybersecurity, check out cyberscoop.com. I'm Greg Otto. Thanks for watching.